Good day, Lords and Ladies. Welcome back to Dredge with me, Cornish-knight, as we continue to try and make progress in the game. We managed to get the stone tablets last episode, which gave us a nice new lamp for our ship, and collected a few more other bits and pieces, so we are on track to finish this up, this region. Okay. Let's go to the statues. Left statue. Gold flame roars in the statue's hand. Which statue do you want to do next? Middle statue. Gold flame roars in the statue's hand. The right statue. Gold flame roars in the statue's hand. Preparation complete. The fanatic awaits. Ancient bit of text. Okay, we saw that. Fanatic. What is it? The flames are lit. I can feel it. The chill of the deep touches us now. It is time come. You follow him up the steps of the temple. At the top is a black stone altar. Stacked high above the altar are layers of dark, damp wood. He draws an antique pocket watch from his robe. It sways hypnotically in the breeze. It's almost yours. May it mark the start of your journey and the end. Still holding the pocket watch in one hand, he clambers atop the pyre and raises the scroll. He begins chanting. What are you doing? He ignores you. The wind picks up swirling sea spray around the altar. Cobble flame rises from the sodden wood at his feet. Stop this! His chanting grows louder. The freezing blaze clamps his legs. His chanting continues, no pain detectable in his voice. He lifts his arm skyward. Seconds later, the inferno engulfs him. It rages for a moment and abruptly dies away. A cold mist pools around the floor of the temple briefly before the wind sweeps it into the sea. The trace of the fanatic remains. The pyre is cold and damp. Inspect the pyre. And we have the pocket watch. You take the pocket watch, it's freezing cold, it vibrates in your palm, clock hands spinning wildly below the cracked face. Okay. So, we've got catch rare fish. Which is just going to be annoying. Because they don't tell you anything about them. I mean, yes, it's in the mangrove. So that's going to be in the abyssal, Adele, mangrove. I mean, I just don't really. This is the thing. I don't really just want to spend our time running around trying to find free, really rare fish. To be honest, as cool as that is. That's not really something I am that interested in. Of course, now we don't need to find the super annoying tangled mackerel, many tails. Okay, it is just how it is when you want the blinking things, you can't find them, but then when you don't want them, they're all over the place. Okay. So we need to go to the Stellar Basin and get the thing. Okay. Right. the thing with catching the rare fish, it'll be a single. It will be a single. See the tangle of open streams behind the fish. Its form converted around a shadowy head. A strike slides away, retreating into the depths. Oh, so it actually is something I haven't caught before. I mean, that's good to know. Let's see, Hadal, like Adil. Yeah, it's going to be off in the depths somewhere, which is going to be just a nightmare to find. Because it'll be like one location where we can find it, or something ridiculous. Okay. Ooh, whale. I'm going to hit up the research facility as a place to rest for the evening. Then let's try and get this final piece. I mean, I'd still like to get the good ending if able to, but at this point I've written it off. A lot of people have basically said that it's really hard to get because of how it's heavily tied into RNG. Let's sleep. I mean, I could see if he's there. The thing is that the individual moves between 4 locations, from what I've been told. There's the location you're supposed to... There's 4 locations, each one is marked by a abandoned dock. That's not really the right location at all, actually. No, okay, so all I did was waste time. Fantastic. Okay. Find a ring in the Stellar Basin. Okie dokie. It's going to be in the middle of the blinking thing, isn't it? Which means we have to activate the generator and go out into the middle of the lake to basically get it. Or something to that regard. Okay, that's wood. Man, I hate coming here. I mean, it's beautiful, but at the same time I could do without all the blinking creepiness. That's a giant killer crab. That's the altar. Well, there's one of the base camps. It's just the campsites. Okay. let's rest. Okay, so it's obviously that the person we're looking for is left here as well to a new location. Fantastic. Yeah. Right, so that will keep the thing down in the depths. I suspect the creature we're looking for is... well, the item we're looking for is probably... come on. No, that's not it. Yeah. There we go. Let's go. Okay, so we've got the item in question. There's the research outpost, we can go up there and rest. I know that what they're trying to do with this, with the whole getting the okay, like getting the okay ending, is up to RNG, because obviously it's Cthulhu. So getting like the whole concept of Cthulhu is basically like an inescapable fate. So being able to avoid the worst outcome is purely up to random luck. Okay. Man, this is such a pretty game. It's so very, very pretty. And if I had all the time in the world and everything, I would try and hunt down all the super rare fish and all that jazz. But I don't. So let us go and turn in these things. Okay. Someone also said to me, to get the good ending, you have to sort of do a particular dialogue choice or something, so it might have been we've already mixed it up. Okay. You open the door to the ruined lighthouse, yes? That makes sense. Well, I hope you find some interesting items. Okay, let's sell all the trinkets. And let's go and talk to this. Is there anybody else we want to talk to? Maybe talk to the lighthouse keeper. Maybe when we found everything, she can point us in the direction of the person. I don't know. We seem to have met everyone except for this one NPC. Okay, let's just... got married. His mother's will. Honeymoon. Okay. Ice of the Void. I feel like seeing this has been warm. I don't expect him to write. I just need to know that he thinks of me from time to time. He must return. Okay, Artifact manifests. Okay. Okay, so that's all that. So after, like, for my take of the notes, it really paints a picture of either we are the bloke in the notes, I'm pretty sure we are the bloke in the notes, or we are the wife of the person in the notes, but I'm pretty sure we are the bloke in the notes. So let's go and... This... workshop. Go inside. Ruined mansion. Entrust a ring. You walk into place. You walk into place a jewel entrusted with a ring on the table by the collector. His eyes whiten. So you're making excellent progress now, and I know what you were thinking. An item like this would fetch a fortune for any auction, but for us, it is a valid, transcendent material wealth. Regardless, you are due your reward. He turns to a page in this book and mutters something under his breath. A burst of light fills your vision and you stagger back briefly. Now go! We have more relics to uncover. You should ask around town in the Marrow, someone might know something. The words you read from that book, what did they do to me? The book holds power from the deep. I merely extended its power towards you. The one in particular you wish to know about. Haste. The word of haste is instant and cruel. They will impact terrible speed on your vessel. Be warned, however, it may be a great deal of stress on your engines. Okay. How long have you lived here? Quite some time. I used to be a fisherman, as my father before. But 2 decades ago I took up residence here. I need to focus on other endeavours. I found this island with certain strength to it. Those dark basalt columns stretch downwards into the deep. Anything else? Do you know who owned these relics? Yes. Who? He looks at you for a moment, a look of something like regret flashes in his eyes. An old friend. Anything else? Okay, where else I look for these relics? Okay. He approaches, draw close with an insistent ticking. You have the pocket watch. Take out the watch. At once frozen hands are now expectedly twitching in a rhythmic struggle, trying but failing to move forward. You place it in front of the collector. Though it has been some decades since I last laid eyes upon this, the sound of its mechanisms have grown no less unpleasant. Nevertheless, a reward is owed. This would be more fortunate return journeys a little more swift. Allow me. He selects one of the silver ribbons trailing from the crimson-bound book, opening it to some unseen page. Turning to catch dim light, he whispers the words on the page. After a few seconds, you feel your stomach drop. Suddenly, as though thrown by a high wave, he closes the book and turns attention to you. Now, yet another relic to find. Keep looking. You should try and tan the Marrows. What are you doing with these relics? Why, collecting them, of course, an investment for times to come. Anything else? Why can't you search for the relics yourself? The Ocean no longer wishes to cooperate, as the ways are unsafe for me. You will be my surrogate. Anything else? Okay. What is it? Oh, we have to do the whole taking it out of the... Okay. You enter Collector's house. He's standing at the back of the room, still holding a silver and crimson book. He seems impatient. Well, have you something? You have something, don't you? Show me. You hand him the key. The cold metal stems a strange sign as he holds it. The shape of the key, the teeth, the head, now somehow seem changed, smaller. Has it always been this way? Is this all? Where is the lock? Where is the lock? The collector growls agitatedly. It seems the piece we're looking for have travelled further than anticipated. Much further, I suspect.
In that case, allow me to aid your travels. He opens a crimson book, he spine crackling audibly. Selecting a page carefully, he begins to read aloud. The words sound muffled as though he's speaking through a thick haze. You're a growing crack in your ears. Suddenly your vision flares and both your ears pop. You close the book. We must keep searching. I've been thinking more on where we might find another. My intuition tells me there currently may be carried some debris to the southeast towards Gale's Cliff. Make that your priority. I'll make a location on your map when you begin your search. Anything else? What will you do once you have all the relics? No, he ponders for a moment. It's surprising, isn't it? The attachment we hold towards simple objects. But they are anything but simple. Seemingly mute articles can speak in different ways. If I sold you a childhood toy, you would be awash with forgotten memories. They hold power to recall what was once lost. Anything else? What do you know about the old mayor of Little Marrow? That stuttering old fool? Yes, I knew him. He'd join us on the water sometimes, but was more a hindrance than anything help. Never seemed to be entirely with it. I can't imagine he has fared too well since I last saw him. Anything else? So you return. I wasn't sure you'd be coming back. You drag a massive music box into the room, gouging the wooden floorboards beneath it. The collector doesn't seem to mind. He's focused on the box. You found this at the cliffs, didn't you? Yes. Excellent. Once more he opens the book, but dust pouring from the pages he reads aloud. You begin to feel weak, but you're rooted to the spot, knees on the verge of buckling. As he finishes speaking, you feel blood rushing back to your legs. A strange feeling of power grows in your chest. We're so close. One more remains. I can imagine all manner of detritus swallowed by the salty milk of the twisted strand channels. It's worth investigating. I'll mark the location on your map where you can begin your search. Anything else? What do you know how do you know where these relics are? I largely don't, but I read the seas. I see the swells that give shape to the formless. I hear the waves that whisper secrets to their witnesses. I speak to the currents that hold the memory of all that they claim. Anything else? Are you human? You inquire as met with a piercing gaze. Why, of course, as human as you are. Anything else? What does manifestation do? Use of this word to induce trance-like state. While in this state, time will pass in the blink of an eye. When it is over, you will find yourself here. As always, of course, against overusing it, selective and strategically utilize it when you need it most. Atrophy. This phrase entity calls the closest school of fish, rendering them for swift reaping. I've heard from at a great distance you need not be close to your victims, but the population is unlikely to recover from such a vile trauma. Use it sparingly. Okay. You climb the broken steps of the old mountain, the waves swallowing and crashing against the basalt columns that surround you. You pause before crossing the threshold. Deliver the relic and receive the relic. What is it? Okay, so we do that, and we just get the normal dialogue options. Deliver the relic. You enter the house carrying the ornate necklace. The collector recognizes it immediately. An excellent find. It demands a pride of place in my collection. He sweeps aside some scrap of the dusting table, candle wax pooling in the corners. He places the necklace carefully in the clearing. And with that, our collection is complete. I must admit I am surprised. I did not think you had the determination for such a job. Now, with the 5 relics in our possession, only one thing remains. I suspect you know by now. I know, you say. You must make one final voyage. This time, I will be with you. I am ready. Warning, you are entering the final phase of the game. Your progress will not be saved from this point onwards. Do you wish to continue? Yes. Yeah. Relics are coming to us. We should wait for fog to thicken. With luck, the sea remain unwary of our intentions. Now, our destiny is open expanses to western of the Great Moor. It's marked on the map. We must not tarry on the open waters, not with such a significant cargo. Make haste. The collector is aboard your vessel. Go inside. I mean, this is the thing I don't understand, is that
I'm pretty sure either we are, like, we have all the messages, collected all the notes. Okay. Like, I'm pretty sure either he is the guy in the notes or we're the guy in the notes. Okay, so we got all the abilities. I'm not going to use them. Okay, this is the place. This is the place where she was taken from us, and where we can get the last bring her back. Only here, and only because of what we've achieved. He opens the book and begins to read aloud. To release a lost one, frozen in time, he throws the pocket watch overboard. And to tether by chains in the deep, he throws the necklace overboard. Bind them in this world once more, he throws the ring overboard. Open the door to the starry heavens, he slots the key into the lock of the music box. And laid the weary world to rest, he throws the music box overboard, its key left unturned. And that's the dead woman, I take it, the wife. And there it comes. Awoken from its long sleep. Cthulhu. Arisen from the depths. I am confused. I am confused because I thought that getting all the notes would allow us to at least have some change in the story, at least confronting the collector. That's what it looked like. I maybe I was supposed to get all the notes before going to where the collector was. I do not know. Let's skip. I wonder where the autosave is. Okay. No, I just wonder. I'm wondering because I have all the note pieces. Like, I've read all the messages. I'm wondering if we were supposed to collect all the messages before going to him to get a slightly better outcome. Dredge. I know I left off with us the world ending, but I thought I'd try and get the good ending, so I was just trying to figure out how to do it, and I think I've got a lead. So let's see if we can get that sorted out. I just popped back into the home port, and the lighthouse keeper emerges as if confronted us. The lighthouse keeper emerges from the dark forest, but flanks the town. She walks towards the dock with a confused look on her face. Oh, it's you. Who are you expecting? Your engine, it sounded like... I'm sorry, I mistook you for the vessel of an old friend. Dejected, he turns back towards the lighthouse. Okay. What is it? What's with the fog around here? Nobody knows. It changes recently. It lingered in the morning now where before it didn't seem to have the strength. Even the midday sun, I feel it, the malice concealed in the shadows, waiting for the night to sweep the island. So he guns up the lighthouse. If this light should ever falter, then the gods help us. Okay. So powerful spotlights. Yada yada yada. Okay. So I had a look online to see how we get the ending, because or at least it's different than anything we got. I thought having all the notes would get us something different. People basically saying that you need to hand over all of the treasures besides the pocket watch. No, you need to hand over all the treasures besides the final treasure. So let's see if that works. You enter the character's house, he stumbles. Okay, we've seen this all before. Give him the key. Okay. Yeah, manifestation ability. What are you doing with these relics? Why can't you search direct yourself? Where should I look for these relics? Okay. Okay. I'm just going to zip back to port, see if something's changed with the lighthouse keeper. Okay. Let's keep travelling, waiting for you at the dock, looking displeased. I saw you sail out towards the horizon, crossing that deep expanse. Do you really think that's wise? What's the problem? It feels a bit like tempting fate, doesn't it not? Things are bad enough around here without your provocations. Abruptly she walks away. Her eyes scan the water as he walks along the dock. Have you seen anything significant from the lighthouse recently? The fog. It's behaving. It seems as though it's reacting to lights that get cut through it. It swirls and crashes against the edges. On the top of the lighthouse I can see dark figures seething in the thickest traces, out beyond Little Marrow, where the light dwindle. All that I have seen, your light seems to anger them the most. Okay. I think what the problem is, I basically went about this in a way that the game wasn't expecting, because I have an understanding of how Cthulhu lore works, so I hoarded stuff without ever turning it in, so it didn't sort of tick off the right boxes. Okay. Okay. So I'm just skipping through this because we've read it all before, but I just want to make sure we don't miss anything. So go back to the village, and then probably what I'll do is I'll put a cut in until we can locate the mayor. So basically people are saying that he only turns up at a certain point at a random location. Let's keep approaches you on the dock wearing questionable expression. You must have been around most of the islands by now. Have you found anything? Found whatever it is you're looking for? I'm not sure. Her face softens. Remember that you are in control. If you have doubts, it is foolish to blindly persevere. You can always look for alternative paths. He turns from you, shaking head and muttering, she heads back up. the lighthouse. What is it? I've been finding relics for the collector. Relics? Collector? I'm not sure what you're hoping to achieve with this character. Do you even know? Have you stopped to consider it? Okay. Okay. So she talks about him like he's not even a real person. So, and if you read the notes, it gives quite clear indications that he may not even be real. So, or it's basically you. Who knows? He approaches, drawing closer with an incessant ticking of the pocket watch. If you take the pocket watch, it once frozen hands and now excessively twitching in a rhythmic struggle, trying but failing to move forwards. Though it has been some decades since I last laid eyes upon this, the sound and mechanisms have grown no less unpleasant. Nevertheless, the reward is owed. Okay. I don't know about these relics. Are you human? Okay. So let's get back here and see what's going on. No lighthouse keeper. What do you know about the old mayor of Little Marrow? He's not. I try not to think about him. It's painful memories, or some nights are still thinking I can hear his engine sailing past the bay. But I know he's gone, and I don't want to talk about it anymore. Okay. So I'm going to put a quick cut in here, folks, and see you all again when we find the mayor. I think we found him, folks. The fire's lit. We're not next to an old rowboat, but somebody is here. He's hunched over by the campfire, muttering to himself. You cautiously approach. Did you throw it back? I don't know what you're talking about. The book. I don't understand. I'm not seeing things. It's really you, isn't it? Who do you think I am? He turns away, wringing his hands. He speaks to the fire. It was him and his damned wife. They dredged up that old book, but something cloaked in fog followed it out, right through the boat. Boom. The man makes a crude explosion noise and motions wide of his hands, still taking the fire as though pantomiming the story of a child. It spoke. It said it was coming for our breath, but we wouldn't be needing it soon, and that darkness crashed down. An age later, some of us washed up ashore, and him still clutching that book. Throw it back, we cried as the fog rolled ashore. We thought surely it could still be undone. What book? Silver and crimson, the book covered in her blood. You're not making any sense. Throw it back. The man closes his eyes tight as he holds back tears. His voice falls to a whisper. Please, the lighthouse keeper. She saw. She knows where it came from, where it needs to go. Tell me about this book. Silver and crimson. Silver and crimson. He rocked back and forth, staring through the flames. What do you know about the fog? It cloaks the calamitous thing. It's evil. Haven't you felt it? What does the lighthouse keeper have to do with this? She saw it all, that ruinous day. Ask her, beg her, tell her. He trails off, his face collapses in sorrow. Okay. So yeah. So apparently you need to basically hand in 4 out of the 5 relics, and that will allow you to trigger his appearance, which is good to know. So let's zip back to the lighthouse keeper. I do like this game a lot. I do think, though, that there is some... maybe... Sorry, let's first rephrase that. I do think this is a great game. I do have some recommendations, though, for it, which we'll get to at the end when we do sort of like my summary of the game. Just some little nitpicks more than anything else. Okay. Okay, 1 second, folks. Rightio, so we're at the port. We're going up to confront the lighthouse keeper. What is it? What do you know about the Silver and Crimson Book? She shudders at the very mention of the book. You are really asking me after all this time. You know it must be returned. She looks at you with deep pity. You have to move on, for her sake as well as yours. Take control. Be rid of that thing once and for all. So yeah, my guess that we are the person in the notes is true. So let us go to his house and demand to know about the book, because he has the book who's giving the spells. Okay. Ruined Mansion. What is it? Tell me about that book of yours, you demand. Which book? This one? Silver and red. Verigrin, he pulls a dusty tome. Wait a minute. I was wondering, that almost looked like a reflection for a moment, from a dusty tome from the nearest shelf, and glanced at the cover. There's really not much to say about the histories of the Grey Isles. It's quite a chore. Don't play dumb, you know which book I mean. Play dumb? Your hypocrisy is wearing. I suppose we must go through this rigmarole yet again. The Book of the Deep appears in his hands, sheathed in its dirty crimson jacket. Go ahead, ask us. Where did you get it? Sparkling dust motes hang in the air between you. See, look, there's a reflection here. It's not my imagination. There's a reflection across here. Don't you remember? You were there. The air around the book begins to pulse rhythmically like a quickening heartbeat. So was she. Who? You want to forget. Begged me. The room bristles. This is where you asked for. This is what you asked for. Give me the book. The words hang in the space between. You won't change a thing. The book is ours. Step closer. You take a step closer through the crackling room. The collector lurches forward in response. What can you possibly hope to achieve? Take the book. You strike out with your fist, punching hard into the jaw of the collector. His face shatters and falls to the ground. You're pathetic. The Book of the Deep is in your hands. Understand this plainly before you sink us into despair. I know how to bring her back. It's all right there on the pages, and now you've seen its power firsthand. We wield the power to release her from her slumber. We can undo everything, undo what you did. So that's locked. Okay. Maybe go back and talk to the lighthouse keeper. Maybe she'll know. Okay. What is it? I have the book. You have it this whole time, have you not? It doesn't matter. Make the most of this window of lucidity. Now it is time to act. Do you still remember what happened? Is that gloomy darkness behind the bay? When you are ready, I'll point the way. I am ready. Warning, you are entering the final phase of the game. Your progress will not be saved from this point onwards. Do you wish to continue? Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. You must wait until the night is at its thickest, until the ocean is as it was all those years ago. It is time. I'll point the way. Follow my light. Go and do what is right for her. Throw it back. We will throw it back. I'm tempted to make a D&D quib about paladins and the oath for throwing it back, but now is not the time. Onwards to glory. This is the place. Throw it back. The book struggles in your grasp, its weight somehow shifting from side to side. Silver ribbons flail pathetically against your forearm. Throw it back. You hold it high above your head. A low groan rumbles from the book, echoing by another from the depths. Throw it back. You throw it into the foaming waters. The light fades and the book sinks beneath the waves. As the monster rises from the deep. Devours us whole. In rage of being thwarted. But the mist parts and the sky is revealed once more. And we are at peace. And that, folks, has been the good ending for Dredge. I like Dredge a lot, folks. I think it's a really nice, relaxing game. My only critique of it that I would complain about is that some of the things to get certain, like for example, the ending. My main issue is basically getting the good ending. Because if you're not handing over the relics, you don't get told you don't get the clues you need to basically find the mare. So my suggestion would be allow you to get the hints that are going on before you hand relics in, because for anyone that has any understanding of the Cthulhu mythos, the moment they say, "Oh yeah, give the weird artifacts to the creepy bloke on the island," it's going to make most people sort of go like, "Yeah, no, I don't want to do that." But overall, I really like the game. It's just really nice and chill. It's just nice and pleasant to play a game where I don't have to be tactical and strategic. I can just trundle through the world, having a nice time. Some of the missions were a bit annoying. The one I didn't do, which is collecting the rare fish, is a bit of a pain. Anything in a game like this where it's like, oh, find this really rare creature, it only has one spawning point in such a massive world, I'm not a fan of. But that's just me. Like, one bad mission type out of however many sort of side missions there were is pretty good. The stone tablet mission was a bit frustrating, but that's just more the location rather than anything else. I like the music in this game. I like the art style. I would really recommend it. I look forward to seeing what the studio behind this game puts out next. I know they're still releasing DLC for this game, but it'd be really nice to see what their next game they do is, because they seem to have a really lovely premise. I've been Cornish-knight, and this has been Dredged, and I shall see you all again next time, folks. Goodbye.